So take three. This is a professional learning activity that I did in accordance with my class EFD 672, Facilitating Quality Instruction and Literacy with Colleagues. This is based on a literacy needs assessment that I shared with the staff last week. I sent it out on Monday, November 8th, and there were 15 responses that were received all the way through the Friday, November the 12th. So pretty good response, I felt, considering how busy and crazy it all is for us over these last couple weeks. So the greatest needs that we have were in the resources for differentiation, special education, gifted, and ACAP. So I'd like to kind of share those results with you right now. So of the 15 responses for the statement, I have access to resources to support my special education students. We only had 2 teachers that were very good and good. Everybody else was acceptable and not very good. So 13 of the students, or 13 of the teachers, excuse me, were not very happy with the resources for special ed students. If we look at gifted, it's even a little bit more kind of skewed. 1 person, very poor, 6 poor, 4 acceptable, and then 4 were good. All right. So you can see there's a little bit of not much care for our that population. When it comes to differentiated instruction, we've got 4 that consider it pretty poor, 8 that said it's okay, 1 that says it's good, and 5 that says it's real good. I'd like to talk to those teachers more closely. When we look at ACAP, this was kind of funny, I thought. We had 2 that said not very good, 3 that were acceptable, and 4 that said good. But of course, as we learned last week, Mr. Gregory sent us a pretty good resource for the ACAP in that ACAP checklist from the State Department. So I think, this one we don't really have to worry about so much. So these were some of the questions that we generated from the needs assessment. And really the 2 that we're going to focus on are those last 2 down here at the bottom. How do we best serve the diverse learners in our classes? And aren't the special ed and gifted concerns the same as differentiated? So basically, and kind of what we decided was differentiated instruction is kind of what we really need to be able to address the special ed kids' needs and also the gifted kids, and just those ones that kind of fall in the bubble that probably, could be special ed if they were tested on a different day. Those ones are just kind of barely made it through. So that's what we kind of looked at, addressing those needs. So the 2 problems that we're going to address are differentiation and special education. And fortunately, we're in the area of differentiation. We already have a great resource at our disposal. And of course, as you guys know, our mission statement for this year is to empower, inspire, support, and prepare our students for the world. And differentiation instruction kind of does that, I think. As I found here in this research, differentiated instruction not only benefits students of all learning abilities, it also lowers disciplinary problems. So even those really high kids, those low kids, the ones in the middle, if we can kind of tailor our instruction to meet their needs individually, then all of that discipline issues that we have can hopefully decrease. We're fortunate enough that we have got Dr. Mulligan and Flexible Creativity on our side already. And if you guys remember the last time he was here, when he brought the donuts in October, he said that, hey, next time I come, tell me what you want me to do. What topics do you want to do? So, hey, differentiated instruction is what we need, please, Dr. Mulligan. And the great thing is it's already paid for. We already have a contract with the man and his company. And when he comes, it's not just sit and get, it's not just sitting here watching a screen and him telling you all these things. He gives us all these different examples of strategies to use, tells us how we show him how they work in different classrooms, even electives. That's what I really liked about him, was he did everything. But also we get to participate in them. We get to be the role of a student and doing them. And it's a lot of fun. So I think that's the best way that we came up with to help our differentiation. For special ed, a book study. I'd kind of looked at, our overworked and underserved teachers there in that department and kind of asked them for some ideas. And this is what they came up with, special needs in the general classroom. So 500 teaching strategies for differentiating instruction, but specifically aimed at those students with an IEP. And the way we would pay for this, of course, is our Title II funds, which deal with professional development. And it's something that we could use. Just basically, not only does it teach us about differentiation, but it also gives us strategies, gives us lesson plans, and it's basically just kind of like, manna from heaven for us. And the way this would work is we could have biweekly grade level meetings, and we just get together and, say, hey, we're going to read chapters 1 and 2, maybe come up with some ideas to share at the next one, maybe how you're using it in class or ways you could use it better in class, and just kind of have a good meeting with everybody, and just kind of a roundtable discussion, and just to kind of make sure that we're implementing these things. These are the references that we used, that were used in the presentation. But thank you guys for giving up some of your precious planning time, because we don't get it very often. And I'm going to turn this thing off. Wait, does anybody have any questions? Good, thank you.
I don't think so.
All right, cool. All right, turn this off.